Okay.
No, go for it. I'm sorry.
Nature has a way sometimes of reminding man of just how small he is. She occasionally throws up terrible offsprings of our pride and carelessness to remind us of how puny we are in the face of a tornado, an earthquake, or a Godzilla. The recklessness ambitions of man are often dwarfed by their dangerous consequences. For now, Godzilla, the strangely innocent and tragic monster, has gone to Earth. Whether he returns or not, or is never seen by human eyes, the things he has taught us remain. Hello, people of YouTube. It is me, Chris Anderson, of NARUHINAFAN1954 Productions, and I'm here with a bunch of newcomers to this channel. Okay, guys, say hello.
Yo!
Hi.
Today's special guest stars are Kyle, Zazubaar, Super DM.
Sup?
Yes, that's Zazubaar. And we also have the awesome but very fucked up Adam Noyce from Chopper Pat 5.
Hell yeah.
No,
I have to say, that little intro that you did there is the only reason why I watch Godzilla 1985 anymore.
Indeed. Or King of the Monsters.
Now, we were supposed to have the mighty Golbazard here, but unfortunately he's being a dick today.
Or he's been asked probed by aliens.
Yes, always been asked. Yes. But we are...
I mean the green slime that Adam didn't kill.
Yeah, yep. And please, people...
Kidding me? I sent the green slime through a virus over the internet and then torrent.
Yep.
Ah.
And welcome, people. We, together, us fans, we are known as Godzilla Nation. And today, we will be talking about Godzilla in general and the Legendary Pictures movie. So,
Excellent.
yes, excellent, my friends, yes. Now, on to this one. First, let's talk about Godzilla, just in general, for a little bit, shall we?
Godzilla, I love you.
Shut up, Adam. We weren't asking your opinion.
I'm a moderate fan. He's cool.
Yeah, he's alright, yeah.
You know, that
I've seen a few films.
Now, how we are going to do this, people, is this is how we're going to do it. We will say and tell you people how we, all of us here, were introduced to the King of Monsters himself.
Oh, can I go first? I love my story.
No, Adam, I'm going first, god dang it.
Wait, Chris, we're telling our stories of our first experience with Godzilla?
No, we're telling people how we were first introduced to it.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Alright, go for it. I'm gonna tell this story too.
Okay. Me personally, I was introduced to it at a very young age. For the 5 years of age. My dad showed me Godzilla 1985, the American version. I watched it. I sat there. By the end of the movie, I simply loved the creature, and basically 13 years later, I'm a nut for it. I am one of the biggest fans you'll see out there. I talk about it every day, 24 hours a day, every single minute of the friggin' day there is. I don't care if people don't like it or not. I'm gonna talk about it, god dang it. Screw you all if you don't like it.
You just summed up how my family feels about me at the dinner table.
So I watched Godzilla 1985, and it was just totally amazing.
But, people,
I'm
I
gonna
have
cut my
seen...
dick to be the shape of Godzilla.
Yes. Yes. But
Gonna get a
people,
tattoo.
yes. But
No, here's the thing. I'm gonna get a tattoo of Godzilla, and then when I'm 90, it's gonna look like Hedorah.
Ooh. Oh.
Now, me personally, I did not see the original Godzilla until years after I saw the American, and I did not see the Japanese version of 85 until years after. since I watched the two versions, for some reason I cannot watch the Americanized versions anymore.
I can still stomach 85, but King of the Monsters is a lot harder.
See, it's the opposite for me. It's the opposite for me. I can stomach King of the Monsters. I can't stomach 85.
Maybe it's because I've seen the Japanese Return of Godzilla once, and I've seen King of the Monsters so many times.
And yes, people, I've seen every movie that's been made. I have every movie that's been made. And now is my other goal now to collect them on Blu-ray.
Aha! Fucking release them in America.
Well, I can get a lot of them off.
America yet?
There's been two that's been released here in America, but one got kind of canceled.
Oh yeah, Final Wars was released on Blu-ray. Yeah.
Actually, there are the whole Heisei series of Godzilla's on Blu-ray. Final Wars,
But that's only in
GMK,
Japan.
Mechagodzilla.
Only in Japan?
Only in Japan, yes. The original
Yeah, that's why I'm
Godzilla
getting a
itself.
region-free Blu-ray player just so I can get those.
Actually, Adam, you don't need a region-free Blu-ray player, because the discs themselves are region-free.
Are the subtitles any good?
I don't know. I've seen the Blu-ray menus. No, they don't have any subtitles to them.
Okay,
My
never mind.
copy of 84 is a total bootleg, and it plays fine on a normal DVD player. And it doesn't have any menus. It just plays the movie like a VHS tape, but it has decent subtitles.
Well, people, that's how I got introduced to Godzilla. Now we move on to Bill.
I think Adam wanted to go second, so I'm
Okay,
gonna
let's go. Chopper Part 5.
Well, you can go. Actually, I have a slight request, and I hate doing this because I wasn't really invited to this. I just was like, oh my god, Godzilla, I want to talk about Godzilla. Can I go last? Because I want to defend why I still love my first Godzilla movie.
Go right ahead.
I'll just shoot you down as I always do.
Right.
It's okay, just shoot me down with that.
Just remember the King Kong commentary, Bill, that unfortunately never made it up on YouTube. Well, just remember that, and I shot you down at the ending pretty good.
Oh, that's true. If thank God it didn't get released, because I basically got my ass kicked. So, since Chris is the king of this one, I guess I'm going to go next. I first saw Godzilla when I was about 3. I don't know the exact... I might be wrong. It could have been a little later, but I think I was about 3 years old when I first saw my first Godzilla movie. And I, of course, first saw King Kong vs. Godzilla. That was my first film.
He's a nut.
My mom was a big... Well, my whole mom's side of the family were all big Godzilla fans when they were young. And they had been watching the show... Godzilla used to play all the time on Channel 12 on Sundays back in, like, I guess it was like the late 70s, early 80s. Like all the Showa films. And so she knew about the character and was kind of a fan. So, you know, when I was young and growing up and seeing my first couple movies, I guess it was natural for her to show me Godzilla. And she bought the VHS tape of King Kong vs. Godzilla, which I unfortunately don't have anymore. Cry. I wish I still had that because I want to keep that as like memorabilia. But it broke. And I watched it, fell in love with it, kept watching it over and over again, and hell, I just watched it today. So, my life was changed by that movie. It really opened up my imagination to a whole nother world that no other film had done before. And even to this day, it still makes my imagination run wild. And I will admit that my childhood memories have somewhat been tampered by me now seeing the Japanese version. But still, the movie's a nostalgia fest for me, and that's my first Godzilla memory.
So we move on to Kyle.
Oh, goody, my turn. My first exposure to Godzilla was through the 1998 rip-off remake, whatever you want to call it.
Kyle, you're banned from here. Get out of here.
Burn him at the stake.
Bad Kyle.
Oh, whatever. I don't like the film anymore. So anyways, I watched the movie, I kind of liked it, then I found out that there was another version of Godzilla. I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters, and there was from then on out. I love the giant reptile himself.
Okay. So there you have it, people. That's how Kyle got to it. Now we go on to Super Dan.
Well, similar to Bill's story about how he introduced to it through his mom, my grandmother used to watch. She watched all the films like when they came out over here because she was watching and she would always talk about how Godzilla terrified her, and I don't really remember what my Godzilla movie is because it's just always been there, like from the cradle. So I remember being like 4 and seeing 98 and being like, that's a piece of crap. And then like 2 years later, I get to see Godzilla 2000 in theaters. But yeah, I don't really remember what my first. He's just always been.
Yep. Well, it looks like it's down to just Chopper Pilot 5 now.
Okay, so I've told this story like 100 times to friends, even on YouTube I've told it like 100 times. It was a really cold day, and I was in Maine for Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving Day, and I was downstairs doing what every 5-6-year-old kid would do. I'm up to no good. And suddenly I hear my father shout my name from upstairs, and I thought I was in trouble. So I went upstairs, and I was all nervous and scared and worried. And he said, Adam, I want you to sit your butt down here, which scared me even more. And then he's like, Adam, I used to watch these movies as a kid on TV, and I want you to sit down and watch them. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden I see these smokestacks in the air, and the earth is being covered with a smog, and I see this blob, black piece of shit come out of the water, and it says Godzilla versus Hedorah. And Godzilla vs. Hedorah was my very first Godzilla movie. And literally, I have been obsessed with Godzilla ever since then. Immediately after that was King Kong vs. Godzilla, which that I got really bored with, to be honest, except for the final fight. And then after that was Mothra vs. Godzilla. Then it was Godzilla vs. The Thing. And I've been totally obsessed ever since then. And I mean, Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster scared the living, no pun intended, the living shit out of me when I was a kid. I mean, watching people getting turned into bones and stuff like that. And it was truly frightening and horrifying for me as like a 5-6-year-old kid. I was like, oh my god! And
that's disturbing.
I still have the nostalgic fear of that movie because there's certain scenes in that movie, especially during the final fight, where I do legitimately kind of get freaked out, especially when Hedorah first reveals his two-legged form for the first time, and you just slowly see him fade into the shot, and the first thing you notice is his red eyes. And that scene still sort of sends chills down my spine because I remember as a kid getting so freaked out by that shot. Anyways, my fascination for Godzilla since then, as you can tell now, so I wouldn't be having these conversations, has grown tenfold. And I remember my aunt saying, Adam, why are you obsessing with Godzilla so much? You realize that you're just going to grow out of it one day. I mean, my fascination for Godzilla has not diminished one bit, but instead it has grown tenfold since that fateful day, that fateful Thanksgiving day. I mean, I skipped Thanksgiving dinner to finish watching that movie. And I love Godzilla. I mean, I'll be honest, one of the last Godzilla movies I ever saw was actually the original Godzilla. And, I mean, I saw King of the Monsters before that, and I loved that movie. But truly the last Godzilla movie I actually ever saw, I think, was Godzilla vs. Biollante. I'm not sure.
Oh, really? That was one of my first.
Well, that was because by the time I found out about that movie, because I wasn't that big. I mean, I was a big Godzilla fan, but I wasn't like obsessed like I am now. I found out about that movie. I was like, oh my god! And then my other friend who is also a Godzilla fan, but nowhere near as big as I am. And I'm not like showing off or anything, but it's just he doesn't obsess over it like I do. He had it on VHS and he let me borrow it, and I think that was the last Godzilla movie I ever saw. Was Godzilla.
I have not seen Godzilla.
My last one was Battle for Earth.
My last one was Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
Battle for Earth I'll always defend as a good movie. But,
Chris, you were depraved as a child if you never saw Ghidra.
I was deprived of it. I didn't get to see it until like years after.
yeah, I saw that. I went down to my local movie gallery before they went out of business, and I saw Ghidra and Son of Godzilla. And I watched those two movies on VHS, and I fell in love with them. And I watched them so much that the tapes ran out. I had to buy the tapes, and I got so upset. But yeah. So, yeah, I guess I also have to say Son of Godzilla is very nostalgic for me as well.
That was also one of my later ones.
Yeah, and that's probably why you don't like it so much.
Yeah.
I love Son of Godzilla. I think Son of Godzilla is one of the better ones.
That's also why... Whoa, alright. That's also why, I don't like Smog Monster as much as you do. Because it was like, my top three last. I think my top three were Gojira, Smog Monster, Battle for Earth.
But, you see, here's just me. I'm not just being like, I hate King Kong versus Godzilla. Either version. I don't like that movie at all.
Bad Adam.
Well, let me defend myself on that. And that's
No!
because it's a goddamn
You don't get
comedy.
to defend yourself. You hurt
This is
Bill's
the
feelings.
problem with the film, yes.
And the Japanese version, it's even worse. The Japanese version is a comedy. And
Would I be wrong to say that I prefer the American version because of the comedy that's taken out?
I did for a long time, Bill, so I won't argue with you there.
I
And,
can't remember the Japanese.
But I defend Godzilla vs. Hedorah because
That was your first movie.
no, not just because of that. I think it's a genuinely good Godzilla movie. It's dark, it's gritty, it has interesting story points. The monster is just fantastic, and I've told the Bill what I think makes the movie interesting, and I actually don't think I'm actually overanalyzing this at all. Do you remember, Bill?
Yes, the stuff about the pollution. And, Hedorah, yeah, I do remember. I remember it was a while ago, so I don't remember it exactly, but, I do.
Okay, may I explain or no?
No, go right ahead.
Okay. So watching this movie recently, because I felt like going down to South Lane, I started watching it, and all of a sudden I started connecting these dots in my head. And I got to figure out how to word it, because I worded it so well because I was going to do a video, and then I wound up never doing one, and I made one on Port Arthur instead. So what was Godzilla's embodiment when he first arrived in Japan? Anyone can answer. I mean,
What was Godzilla's embodiment for Japan? Well, how I look at it is he is the metaphor for the atomic bomb. He is our sin.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what is it for Japan?
I don't know.
He is a representation of the mistakes of man and the atomic bomb and death. What is Godzilla's sole purpose in the first movie? As David Callis said in the audio commentary on the Criterion Collection release of Godzilla, he's not just politely walking down streets. He's being cruel. He's destroying these buildings on purpose. He's frying these innocent people in front of him. He's not just... Yeah, he's not just, walking around and accidentally stepping on a few cars.
He's intentionally destroying.
Right.
His intention is to destroy the human race.
Yes, exactly, Kyle. His intention is to destroy the human race. Now, what happens in Ghidra the Three-Headed Monster?
He goes from being the bad guy to the good guy.
And who does that? Who convinces Godzilla and Rodan to turn from these creatures bent on destroying the Earth and destroying each other to defending the Earth and defending their homes and defending what they should love?
Oh, Mothra.
Mothra. Now let's jump to Godzilla vs. Hedorah. What is Hedorah?
The monster of pollution.
He's a
I remember what you were saying, okay.
He is a monster born from the mistakes of man, just like Godzilla was before Mothra changed him into being the savior of the Earth. Hedorah is this monster that's sole purpose is taking revenge on humanity for creating it.
Exactly.
Now, James Rolfe in his atrocious Godzilla-thon,
Remember that.
I did not like that Godzilla-thon.
me neither. Right from the get-go, I didn't like it. But let me just, sorry. He says, how does Godzilla fight this giant log of shit? Is that he just waves his arms around and dances around. I began to hypothesize why he's doing this. At this point in time, Godzilla is basically the savior of the Earth. Am I right? Am I right here?
You're right.
And he's fighting a monster that is bent on destroying humanity. So here's what I gathered from that. Godzilla is waving his arms around, jumping around, not because he wants to fight Hedorah, but because he doesn't want to fight Hedorah. He wants instead to try to convince Hedorah that his path is wrong. And that's why there are several scenes of really great suspense and build-up in the final fight where they're sort of circling around each other and they're just roaring at each other, sort of like they're speaking. Godzilla is trying to get Hedorah from being this evil creature of darkness and turn it into something good. And change it back. And he's trying to do what Mothra did to him.
Right.
Because of Mothra, Godzilla saw the light. He saw the fact that humanity, yes, they are flawed, but yet so is he. And that he must defend what he loves, yet he must defend his hope.
Right.
And he's trying to do the same to Hedorah. He's trying to convince Hedorah that humans are flawed. Forget it. You can't live your life seeking revenge.
True.
And Hedorah will not listen.
No. He's one of those monsters that are just too thick-headed to understand.
Exactly.
That was my analysis of watching that movie.
It's interesting that you bring up the Mothra point, because I've stated on several occasions that I thought Hedorah would work better as a Mothra villain, especially the way Mothra is characterized, like
I agree.
Reborn trilogy, or not Reborn, Mothra, Rebirth of Mothra trilogy.
Yes, I hate that movie. I like Rebirth of Mothra 1, I like Rebirth of Mothra 3, but Rebirth of Mothra 2, no.
Oh, God,
I've only seen the first movie, and I love the crap out of it.
I know, right?
Put it on DirecTV.
Yeah. Ew, DirecTV.
The thing with the
Does that
second
even
one is-
still exist?
Yes.
So like cable.
It's kind of like record players. You hear about them, but you never really see them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well,
So there was my defense of Godzilla vs. Hedorah, and why I love it, and everything.
It's a really interesting take, and now you made me want to watch the movie again, which I'm gonna have to. Anyway, so
Because if you watch that movie again with my hypothesis in mind, or my theory in mind, you'll sort of understand now why Godzilla's not really fighting Hedorah during his first two engagements,
exactly.
and in the beginning of the second one.
Yeah.
Well, people, you've heard our stories and how we got introduced and why we love this thing so freaking much that we talk about it every day until the day we die, basically. So
Yeah, I'll die being like, I'll die saying Godzilla.
yep.
I want to die with Dr. Sarazawa, just like with an oxygen destroyer.
I'll die getting blasted by Godzilla's atomic breath.
I die like that too. Die like a man.
It's a lot more painful than the oxygen destroyer thing.
Actually, no, I think the oxygen destroyer would be more painful.
Actually, I want to bring this up quick. This has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but I just want to say this quick. Upon watching the original Gojira about a week ago, getting ready for my review, I noticed that I don't think Dr. Sarazawa intends for the oxygen destroyer itself to be the thing that kills him. because he cuts the actual line that's bringing the oxygen into his diving suit. So I think regardless of the oxygen destroyer being in the water anyway, I think he would have died just from oxygen loss anyway. So I think he might have even died before Godzilla does.
I don't think that was their intent. I think their intent was that he was going to die with his creation, with the mistake that man made previous, with his own mistake.
True. I just always thought it was interesting that he cuts that line.
I think here's the thing that's interesting with Dr. Serizawa is I think he knew that his weapon could kill Godzilla right from the get. Right from the get-go, I think he knew that it was going to kill Godzilla, or it could kill Godzilla.
And that's ultimately why I like that debate at the end of the original Gojira between him and Ogata about whether or not to use the oxygen destroyer is the do the ends justify the means kind of thing. Because in my review of Gojira, I talk about how it's kind of the same debate that still goes on today as to whether or not we should have dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Right.
And I really like that.
Which I'm personally for. But
I just completely forgot what I was going to say. Damn it, I was going to say something important too. Anyway, I love that.
Well, Bill, you bring up a good point. And you could go on forever studying the character of Dr. Serizawa. And first thing that I would love to bring up about Dr. Serizawa is just how beautifully Ishiro Honda shoots him.
Oh, God.
At first, like, there's a shot, and I'm pretty sure you know exactly what shot I'm talking about, but it's the scene where you don't see the oxygen destroyer go off, but you just hear the sound effect, the violin by Akira Fukube, and suddenly Emiko screams and falls into his arm, and then all of a sudden he's looking down at her, and his eye patch is closer to the camera, and then all of a sudden he looks up, and you see his other eye, and just how grizzled he looks. And
Yeah,
so...
I love that shot.
Honda's the master behind the camera, and ultimately that's kind of a Honda thing to do with scenes, is to show not what the thing is, but to show how it affects people. And David Cowell covers this in his commentary, and it's a very Honda thing to do. And I ultimately think it's a more emotional way of filmmaking, and that's why I support the original Gojira being the best movie ever made. So
I support that.
It is.
For me, the original Godzilla is not the best movie ever made, but it's like number 2.
Damn you, Adam.
And the only reason why it's not is because it's not the movie that made me want to make movies.
yeah, that's why. See, that's the difference between us is exposure.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this too, is the movies that inspired us to make movies, and the Gojira was that for me. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's up there for me, but for me, Godzilla was the movie that made me interested in visual effects. Which you think I would have gotten out of King Kong, which King Kong 33 and King Kong 05 are my 2 all-time favorite movies. And you think that those 2 movies would have been the ones that got me into visual effects. No, it was actually the original Godzilla.
And Adam, you ever get the sense of it's because we know more of what Zazubaar went through to get those effects done? Like,
To be honest,
I never really found out.
Yeah, and I think actually Ichi Tsuburaya was able to do better visual effects with his suit nation, with less of a budget. And to be honest, as much as I love Ray Harryhausen, than what he could do.
Yeah, I think it was realistic.
I mean, certainly he didn't have a huge budget, but I mean, he had enough budget that he could have done some good stuff. And don't get me wrong, he did. His work on the skeletons for Jason and the Argonauts was phenomenal. Come to think of it, just about every single movie that he worked on, his visual effects are great. But I think Ichi Tsuburaya was able to add this sense of realism because these monsters moved fluently.
Yeah.
And above that, miniatures were based off of and built to scale actual miniatures of cities, such as Tokyo. And have you guys heard that story about how Ishiro Honda got arrested because they're like, okay, we'll fire to that building there, we'll blow up that building over there, we'll have them walk through that building over there, we'll blow up, and the police officer overheard him and threw him in jail because they thought they were terrorists.
I love that story. I said that to a non-Godzilla fan, and they were dying laughing.
I think it was Tomoyuki Tanaka that had to get him out.
Yeah, it was Tanaka. Yeah.
I really want to make a movie called Honda, or called Ishiro, and it's basically Ishiro Honda's life, and I want that in there.
If I was gonna do a movie called that, you know what I would call it? I'm Not Inoshiro.
I'm not Inoshiro. I think I have a scene where he's watching an American Kindness as Inoshiro. He's like, "Who's that?"
I was
Okay.
watching the American cut of King Kong versus Godzilla today to record my review.
Can I say Inoshiro?
Yeah.
Because all the Universal movies know Inoshiro.
What happened?
Because all the Universal movies that he's directed, released in the U.S. by Universal, did Inoshiro. Like, the H-Man does the same thing. The English cut to the H-Man says Inoshiro.
Yeah, so does Mothra versus Godzilla versus the Thing. But that's not a Universal movie. I forget. Wait, is that Henry G. Saperstein?
Yeah, that's Henry G. Saperstein, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that was one of the few movies that Henry G. Saperstein actually took from Japan and didn't really do anything with.
Right.
Yeah, true.
I also love how his influence would become so big that he actually started affecting scenes they shot for Japanese cuts. Like, the reason there's that alternate ending to Frankenstein Conquers the World where the Frankenstein monster fights the giant octopus is because Henry G. Saperstein was so impressed with the scene in King Kong vs. Godzilla where Kong fights an octopus that he wanted it again, and then also that's why it's in War of the Gargantuas.
Well, I know that Henry G. Saperstein financed, I think, like 40% of the budget for Invasion of the Astro Monsters.
Yeah.
Like, he was a
There's not like an alien squid. And Dora's pet dog, Squiddo.
Well, you can at least say this. Henry G. Saperstein was a true fan of Godzilla. Like, he always had a copy of the original Japanese versions.
Same thing with Terry Morse.
Yeah, he always did. And Raymond Burr. And then I love that in the 1990s where Raymond Burr was asked about Godzilla. He says, I love Godzilla. In fact, nearly ever since we made King of the Monsters, I've been trying to get the rights to release the original here.
Yeah. And it happened finally.
It finally did happen, thank God.
I know.
Yes, thank
I'm
God.
Just waiting
Bad
for
that-
King Kong versus Godzilla.
It's too bad that he didn't get to live to see it.
True.
Because Raymond Burr, I do think, is... Because people tear apart King of the Monsters, I just can't because I don't have the heart because Raymond Burr loves Godzilla so much.
Yeah, and in my review, I said the only reason to watch this is because Raymond Burr is so epic.
Raymond Burr is good. He does a genuinely good job in that movie. And Zazubaar, I think you said in your review it took you 3 days to film that. Did you get this from the audio commentary that David Callett did?
I've seen it, but I didn't watch it for the review.
You know, that's actually wrong. It took him 1 day.
Really?
1 day?
Because there's an interview with Raymond Burr. It was actually one of his last interviews before he died. He said, yeah, that was 1 day. 1 day. 24-hour period. Literally a 24-hour period.
Impressive.
That's even more impressive.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Alright, guys. We go on to the next topic. And this one is the one thing that we always want to see better in the American films of Godzilla. And that is human characters. Who is your favorite human character in the Godzilla series?
Oh my god, that's gonna be tough.
Me?
I think I know mine.
I know mine, personally.
I think I know mine.
So
It's a toss-up between Shindo from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Dr. Serizawa.
Not counting Serizawa, because I think he's kind of my immediate best. Well, okay, if I'm gonna answer it straight, mine's Dr. Serizawa for sure.
I would have to say that would be mine as well, but I love Shindo. Shindo would be a close second.
Yeah, but okay, in terms of characterization and themes, I'm gonna have to put Shindo right up with Serizawa. But I fucking love Gondo from Godzilla vs. Biollante.
You know what's sad? I'd have to put Don Fry's character right up there too, just because of how badass he is.
Well, I just love Gondo, so I'm gonna. I think he's a colonel. I'm gonna put Colonel Gondo as number 3.
well, I think I'll go first for this one.
Okay.
My favorite Godzilla character is Mickey Sagusa from the entire film, from Biollante all the way up to Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. I love her character.
She is cute.
Her character is probably the best that I've seen in the Heisei series. Shindo is good, but Mickey plays that role so good that I'm literally watching a girl that literally has a connection to this killing machine of humanity. And she can actually talk to this thing and physically tell him to do something or tell him to stop doing something. But it takes a lot of her power to actually alter his path, as seen in Godzilla vs. Biollante. She almost died trying to divert his attention. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. She did wonderful for that one. Godzilla vs. Mothra Battle for Earth, she was okay in it, but I think she wasn't actually supposed to be in the movie itself. I think she was just put in there just because it would make money for her.
She felt very thrown in that movie for me, just because he's a...
Which one? Sorry, which one?
Godzilla 92.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, she did
Chris,
great...
I hate to intercede this review, but Gorzar just texted me.
Oh, God.
That son of a bitch.
He's telling me he's sorry, he's not home yet, so he's very sorry.
Then, I like her in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. She was just simply great in that one.
See, I didn't like her in that either.
I think it made more sense to have her in that one than 92 did. That one actually made more sense because, she's there to help try to figure out what the baby is. Until you see the whole scene where they want her to kill Godzilla's like, wait a minute, wait! Halt! Right there. You want this girl that knows everything about Godzilla himself, and you want her to kill him. Dude, that is heartless. You guys are heartless. I personally didn't really like her in Godzilla vs. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. I don't think she made much of anything.
She is such a bitch in that movie.
Yeah. I do like certain aspects that she tells the G-Force people that he is a living creature and he deserves to live.
Yeah, but she's almost like this, almost eco-terrorist kind of character where it's like, I put this monster above human life, and I'm like, this is not Mickey.
True, but she regained herself in Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. She regained herself in that one.
Oh, the look on her face when Godzilla Jr. died.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that scene was just sad, period.
It was... That whole movie with her in it is what made me love that movie, especially with Godzilla's meltdown scene.
Well, that's my all-time favorite Godzilla scene, period.
But when I watch Junior beat up Destroyer first, it's like, yes, he won! Until you see Destroyer come back, take him, and you see how badly hurt she is. It's like, should have known something wasn't right. That Destroyer is friggin' evolving. It's when you see when Destroyer drops Junior onto the building, you know that's her screaming, no, don't do it. And you hear that big boom. Gets out of the chopper. And you know Junior's in a lot of pain. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
But you see her and her friend in front of Junior. He bends his head down just a little bit, looks at them, and closes his eyes. And you know her. It's just, no. And then we get cut to the scene with Godzilla crying.
Oh God, yeah. The Heisei series really capitalizes on Godzilla's character because that is like the only time ever you see Godzilla cries in that series.
Yes.
The thing that most impresses me about the Heisei series is that they managed to have that dark, revenge-filled, almost unemotional, destructive force Godzilla, while also balancing that with an emotional creature that isn't just a destructive force of nature. And I really like that about it because the show series is either or. Like they pick one and run with it. Like in Gojira through Raids Again, he's just the destructive force. But then once you get to Godzilla, once you get to King Kong versus Godzilla, it's humanized and is almost goofy. And again, I love the Heisei series for doing both at the same time.
Oh, yes, the Godzilla Heisei series is definitely my favorite of the Heisei of the Godzilla series. It's definitely
That's my favorite era too.
I know there are films in the Millennium I just like the Heisei series just better. Because they made Godzilla an actual character in that series.
I mean, in terms of Godzilla, they made Godzilla truly, yeah, as you said, like a 3D character in that movie, or in that series. And you really knew. I mean, he started to get a character in Biollante, but he was still very much like a destructive force that just wanted to kill humanity. It wasn't until Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, when he meets Shindo for the second time,
that you know that's a character.
And you can tell that the same guy directed Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah that directed Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Because if you look at that scene where Shindo is saluting Godzilla on the island, and then the one where Mickey is watching Minla die, it's shot very similarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it truly is.
The other thing about the Heisei series is that they do the best human to monster connection scenes in all the eras, because I feel like in the Showa series we have this problem with you don't always feel like the monsters are really having any impact on the people. I feel like in the Heisei series they mastered that.
Oh, they mastered it perfectly. Well, besides GMK, but
yeah.
See, that's the thing I love about that is. In the Heisei series, they make you actually feel sorry for the monster itself.
And then I love what they do with Destroyer. Destroyer is my all-time favorite Godzilla monster that Godzilla fought. It's not King Ghidorah, it's not Mechagodzilla, it's Destroyer. And it truly is. I mean, you can somewhat argue it with Space Godzilla, but it's so much more with Destroyer. Godzilla's not just here because he's got another monster that starts attacking him. Godzilla attacks Destroyer because he fucking hates Destroyer.
Oh, he hates him so bad.
He wants Destroyer dead. And have any of you seen the alternate ending to Godzilla vs. Destroyer?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen it.
That was actually supposed to be the true ending, but they altered that ending.
Yeah, and I'd like the ending that they put in the theatrical version better, but there's a part of me that thinks that ending that they have on that version, or the original ending, very, very tragic, because it's like Destroyer knows that he's going to die, and Godzilla knows he's going to die, and that they're not going to make it out of this fight alive.
Refresh me on the alternate ending, because I've seen it. I just don't remember what's different.
Godzilla melts down during the fight with Destroyer, and he kills Destroyer in the meltdown.
Oh, I like that better.
Yeah, because
that does seem better.
Yeah, because in the theatrical version, they take that out and they kill Destroyer with the military, and leave that whole thing open with Godzilla's death. But in the original version itself,
I have to defend the theatrical decision because I mean Godzilla needed his own time.
Yeah, but in the original version itself, Destroyer gets back up after he hits the ground, gets back up, and Godzilla's melting down anyway, and they know that these two monsters are not going to survive.
I almost wish they could have had the meltdown scene happening, have Destroyer die from the raw power of it, but Godzilla's not quite dead yet, and then there's that. Then we get a very similar scene to what we have in the theatrical cut, where he gets his own scene.
Yeah, because I thought Destroyer being destroyed by the military was kind of odd.
I thought it was kind of iffy for this being Godzilla's death movie.
Kind kind of, it was just a little bit anticlimactic on his end, and of course, moving up with what happened right afterwards. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
And tell me this. Me personally, I picked out the one song I want to be played at my funeral if I die. Or when I die. I want Godzilla's Requiem being played at my funeral. I don't care.
You know what I find funny during Akira Fukube's actual funeral that played?
I know.
He didn't request it or anything. While they're carrying his coffin or whatever, or his ashes, whatever they did with his body, that music was playing. And I think it was either Masaru Sato or it was one of the newer composers that was conducting it.
Wow. Probably Masaru Sato.
No, maybe Masaru Sato died before Akira Fukube died. I'm not sure, but it would have been nice if it was Masaru Sato, because Masaru Sato and Akira Fukube were good friends.
I say Masaru Sato because Masaru Sato did that Akira Fukube Fantasia thing.
Yeah, so did this other guy, and I actually like the other guy better. But I think the other guy captured more of that feeling that Akira Fukube wanted.
Adam, I gotta ask you this because I just saw Raids Again, the Japanese version, for the first time in a long while. Do you like Masaru Sato's score for that movie?
I love there's this one track, and that's during the fight scene where it's very ominous and very low.
Yeah.
It's like... I like that one.
See, I don't like the soundtrack.
Me neither.
One score. I think they, in my review, which I'm going to post tomorrow, spoiler alert, well, it'll probably already be up by the time Chris posts this, but in my review of Godzilla Raids Again, I talk about how they take a talent like Masaru Sato, and they have the nerve to have that first fight scene with Godzilla and Anguirus and not have music. And
No, Zazubaar, you don't understand. You do not understand. That was Masaru Sato's very first score.
No, true. But I'm just saying, like, he's such a talented guy that I feel like not having music in scenes that feel like they should have it, I feel like that's not using his talent right. You know what I mean?
Right, it's his first score.
No, I'm not saying his score is the problem. I'm saying the way the movie's edited is the problem.
No. Oh, Mita Yoshioda or whoever directed it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And for me, Masaru Sato totally makes up for it with his score for Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, Son of Godzilla, and of course, everyone knows his soundtrack for Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I completely agree.
Yes.
See, I love his opening credits music for Raids Again.
I don't.
That's a good theme. I like that.
I don't like that one. I don't like it.
Ah.
Well, Adam, I know you're not a fan of marches, so...
Well, and then I feel like such a hypocrite because I love Akira Fukube. He's my all-time favorite composer, and like 90% of his stuff is marches. And,
yeah.
I just don't like the tone of that music, is all.
It is a little upbeat.
Because, I mean, Akira Ifukube can get something upbeat, but yeah, at the same time he can do these marches like in War of the Gargantuan and have them really dark and very, really brooding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've not
Unlike...
seen War of the Gargantuans. Do you recommend it?
Yes, very much so.
You haven't even seen the American version?
No.
Oh, dude, watch it.
Dude, no, fuck the American version.
Well,
Go
no,
for the...
I'm just saying watch a cut of that film.
Yeah, it's good. Either cut gets the relationship between Sanda and Gaira well, but for me it's much better in the Japanese version.
I say they both work great. It's just,
I like it. It's for me. What really steals the show in the Japanese version of War of the Gargantuans truly is Akira Fukube's score.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unlike the American version, Akira Fukube has a theme for the two monsters.
Yes.
Yes.
And when they're fighting, it's very sad.
Yeah, because it's basically brother versus brother.
Like, I mean, in the American version, where it's replaced by the stock music to make it sound like it's a really horrific battle, which it is a horrific battle, but I thought it's something completely opposite of what Henry Sacrifice wanted, and instead made this very, very sad music to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the American cut, it's the stock Godzilla theme they use, right?
Yeah, and a couple other themes too from stock music, anyways. But Akira Ifukube's music for the entire fight scene in Tokyo, it's not upbeat at all, or it's not brooding. It's just sad.
Yeah. And that's one of the few points in any monster film where I feel like you don't want the monsters to fight.
Yeah.
You don't get that a lot with giant monster battles. Like it feels like whenever, like with King Kong versus Godzilla, you just can't wait for the fight. That's all you want to see.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And with War of the Ranchers, you're like, I don't want to see these two fight.
Because you hate Gaira.
Yeah.
But Sonda is such a sympathetic character, and then the relationship between the two is genius. And I think that movie really embodies that Ishiro Honda quote, where he says, the problem with monsters is that they're always born too big, or...
Yeah.
And I think that movie really embodied that quote.
Yes, yes, it did.
I always found it funny how he wasn't even talking about Godzilla when he said that quote. He was talking about Rodan.
I love Rodan. That's another good one.
That is a good one.
Have you seen
Japanese Ishiro Honda giant monster movies, despite some of them being mediocre?
Yes.
Like even like Baron is still. I still say watch it.
Varan.
That movie's creepy to me.
Varan has a shitty story, or it's very stereotypical, even for like Den's sake. I mean, it was very Hollywood-esque.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing that makes that movie worth watching is, one, I think the cinematography is breathtaking. Varan is just awesome. The visual effects are really good. And three, and probably my all-time favorite reason why to watch that movie, Akira Ifukube's score.
Oh my god, Adam, that opening credits music. Holy shit.
And the thing is, he doesn't like that score.
Yeah.
He liked how he evolved it into Rodan's better. He liked Rodan's theme version of that better than Varan's.
True. Oh my god, I love Rodan's score too. I'm gonna go this far. I'm gonna say that all the stuff that Honda and Toho does before Rodan, like in between Gojira to Rodan, a lot of it's mediocre.
That was only like 2 years difference.
True.
Yeah, but I'm just saying all the movies they made in that span, I say they're mediocre. Like Raids Again ran like half.
Wait. Ishiro Honda?
No, I'm just saying Toho in general.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you're talking about Ishiro Honda, he made Farewell Rebel, and that was amazing.
No, I'm just talking about Toho monster movies in general. Like Half Human and which I still haven't seen, but I've heard terrible things.
Varan was made after Rodan.
Varan was made after?
Yeah, it was made in 58.
Okay, I'm stupid, never mind.
We'll have to disagree with you on that, because they made the Mysterians in 57, and that was an epic.
It was.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
I'm the only one who's seen the Mysterians.
What?
Am I the only one here that has seen the Mysterians?
As of right now, yes.
Yes.
I think.
No, I have seen it.
You have seen it?
Well, clips of
Is
it.
it? Oh, no. Dudes, come on. You haven't...
I watched that film too. Jeez.
Between the original Godzilla and the Mysterians, they're like Ishiro Honda's greatest masterpieces.
I had the opportunity to buy it today, too.
The Mysterians is good, because unlike in... and it's the faulty with Battle in space, Battle in outer space, is that they never really give the aliens the reasons why they're invading Earth. On the Mysterians, they do, and it's actually a very dark reason why they're invading Earth, and it's because they're dying. They're dying because of their traditions, which is very much a commentary on Japan at the time, because they were balancing on should they expand or should they keep traditions. And the Mysterians, the aliens, they're dying because they kept their traditions so fully that anything they considered bad, they killed. Because it was genetically unwanted. And unfortunately now, because of that, they're dying. And they're going extinct. And so they discover that we're the only other species out there that they could mate with and keep their population going.
Okay.
And that's really tragic, and I think that's unbelievably smart. I think that's one of the first times ever that an alien invasion was treated that way. I mean, sure, they did that. They did that with War of the Worlds.
Yeah, but it wasn't that dark.
War of the Worlds. Even in War of the Worlds, it wasn't anywhere near as that. And War of the Worlds, what I do like about what they did in War of the Worlds is that they chose Earth as a last resort.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll go anywhere but Earth, and then they're like, we have to go to Earth. But in the Mysterians, it is really sad because you feel for the aliens. That they're not doing this just for the sake of taking over the Earth. They're doing this because they need to save themselves.
Right. So, anything else you guys want to add, or do I go on to the next topic?
I say move on.
Okay. This next topic is going to be on your favorite Godzilla suit.
91.
GMK.
Well, mine's 91, followed extremely closely with the original.
Well,
Mine's definitely the original. And GMK.
Me personally, I've always preferred GMK suit, Godzilla 91, Burning Godzilla, G2000, and G02/03. Those are the ones I like of Godzilla suits.
The 0203 version, I think, is a very good crossbreed between Heisei and Millennium. But the 2001 suit, the reason, I mean, it's my third favorite Godzilla suit. But the reason why it's actually not my favorite is because when I was a kid, I hated that Godzilla design.
I like the 0203 design the more I see it.
Right. Same here, Bill.
It's like, I more respect it than I do love it.
But a lot of people question me why I like the original suit.
Because it's an original suit that was used in the original movie, and it took a long time to build this suit.
No, that's actually not the reason why. I generally like the suit because I think it fits that Godzilla.
Yeah, true.
Especially the eye.
Yeah, how he's always looking down upon us.
I think the MK one fit that Godzilla because he has no soul.
He has no soul. He's the friggin' incarnation of everything that's embodiment of evil.
Yeah.
And the original Godzilla, this suit it literally looked like it was mutated by the atomic bomb, and that's why I think it succeeded so well.
Also, the way Honda shoots it is just, I don't think it would look as good if Honda didn't shoot that movie.
No, that was mainly Eiji Tsuburaya. Honda was there, but Eiji Tsuburaya directed visual effects scenes.
True.
But, what else was I going to say? But the 91 suit, the reason why I like the 91 suit so much is because, one, it looks mean, two, it looks badass, and three, it's fucking huge.
Right, that's why I love it.
I agree.
Look at that thing's chest!
I know.
My friend was actually making fun of it, and he was going, Godzilla has boobies. And I was like, no, he doesn't. That's just fucking buff Godzilla, man.
Yeah.
That's what I told my friends. They're like, Godzilla's got boobies. You know what? What? Psh. Ah!
The only thing that I don't like about the 91 suit is its spikes.
Oh, I love those.
I never really liked those spikes.
Oh, me personally.
I just never really did. I like the one. My favorite spike design is the one from 2000. I mean, they're dark, they're pointy, look evil.
I like those spines too, but I love the classic maple fin spines. I mean, it might just be a nostalgia. Maple leaf spines is what people call them. It's just because they look like a maple leaf. I don't know. I just have a nostalgia for those, and I think they look great. My favorite Godzilla food. It's late. I apologize. My favorite Godzilla suit is the 62 Godzilla, which I'm sure is not a mystery at this point.
No, it's
Well,
not.
Obviously not.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I watched King Kong vs. Godzilla. Well, I've been obsessed with it for the past 3 days because I've been working on my reviews of it. I love that Godzilla suit, and I could never figure out why outside of the nostalgia thing. And by watching the movie again, and by looking at the suit continuously, I honestly think that it's the head that makes the suit work for me. And the big thing is the eyes. I think the eyes work in that they make Godzilla look a little more reptilian. But more than that, I think that suit fits that Godzilla because it's a little bit goofier. Godzilla has to be a little bit more humanized, and we have to see Godzilla being confused and, frustrated at Kong for throwing a rock at him. And all this admittedly goofy stuff, but outside of that, I just think the thing looks cool. And the body is awesome. I think it definitely retains the bulkiness of the original Gojira suit, maybe even a little more bulky. And I think it's the head that ultimately makes the suit work for me. And I ultimately just love that suit. And wish it was used in more than one movie. So that's my favorite suit. But followed closely by that is actually the next year's suit, 64 Godzilla. Love that.
Yeah, I love that suit.
Oh, the eyes look good on that suit.
Now, you see, that's where I have to disagree with you on the 62 Godzilla suit.
Oh, I know, Adam. I know. Believe me, I know.
I mean, I didn't get that way with the eyes at all. I thought they looked dopey. I thought the suit just looked fat. The spikes were okay. They were huge, which is good.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mention that. Yeah, the spikes look great.
Yeah. And I thought the tail was good, but I just thought it was so bulky. Like, he wasn't bulky in the sense of muscle. He was bulky in the sense of oh my god, I'm fat.
I did not get that. I got the muscle thing.
Like, I didn't like the way how his arms were positioned. Like, whenever he's, like, flapping his arms around.
Yeah, the arms are not well put. I don't like the claws on the thing, but everything else about it works so great. I love the legs.
I think his head is too flat.
I don't know the head.
Some people say, like, he's hunched over and it's like he's walking on the prowl. I don't see that at all. I just think it's because he's too fat.
I never even got that whole prowling thing about it. I always thought he was standing pretty much straight up. I mean, yeah, he's a little crouched, but nothing where it's like, oh my god, he looks like a dinosaur.
True.
I never got that from it at all. I think it's a great suit.
I don't.
I will not believe how many times people have told me that Godzilla is nothing but a stupid dinosaur.
Jackasses.
Oh my god.
I have had comments of people all summer on my my Legendary Pictures Godzilla 3D video about that Godzilla isn't really a dinosaur. I can't believe the stupidity of some people on this rain of comments. People were talking about how they want him to look just like a T-Rex with spikes, and I'm like, are you even a Godzilla fan?
Because that's a friggin' 98 Godzilla.
Well, not even that. It's just that's not Godzilla, and I think people are ultimately too concerned. These are people who are bigger Jurassic Park fans than they are Godzilla fans. Because a lot of people who are defending that idea were also saying, yeah, but it should look more realistic, like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I'm like, for one, Jurassic Park is a fictional property. Two, one of the stupidest comments I read was, this was a guy ultimately defending 98, but he was talking about how he thought Godzilla should be made a lot weaker. Like, he was talking about how he would like Godzilla to be able to be killed by a Spinosaurus. And I'm like, I was just like, what is wrong with you? And I don't think he was talking about realism. I was just thinking he was a bigger fan of Jurassic Park than Godzilla. So I like the See, I think that with the Legendary Pictures Godzilla, they need to be more faithful to the character of Godzilla rather than trying to make him realistic. Because I come down on that with all things. I think you should try to be faithful to the character first, and then put the realism at the bottom of the list. And that's Godzilla for me.
Yep.
That's why I agree with that.
Because I agree. Blizzard said in his couple videos he did on it, Godzilla is a monster, not a dinosaur anymore.
Yeah. In fact, they do this in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. You can have him look like a dinosaur at first, but because of the mutation that happens because of the atomic bomb, you don't know what the hell's going to pop out.
Yeah. Once you get over the conceit of an atomic bomb not killing the thing and mutating it, you can do whatever you want. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Well, actually, I defend the fact that the bomb doesn't kill him because the way I defend it is, dinosaurs have been extinct. No human has ever actually been in contact with one. We don't know how their cells would react.
True.
I agree with you.
And you can also make arguments about the dinosaurs' cells reacting differently. I don't care. Whatever it is, you have to get over the fact that he's not dying from it, so basically you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
True. And now, if you got now,
These atomic bombs can make ants giant. Anything can happen.
Yes! Giant ant syndrome.
yes,
Or melt a creature out of hibernation in the Arctic.
Gamera.
I gotta say, I watched them like that, and it's a lot smarter than I remember.
Anything else you guys want to bring up in this topic, or do I go on to the big topic?
I freaking love the GMK Godzilla.
Hell yeah!
Oh, yeah,
Who doesn't
I
love
don't
that
get
suit?
any details on it. I just love the GMK Godzilla.
One of my friends actually, his complaint with that suit is that it looks like it's got a pot belly. And I was like, I defend the pot belly.
Before I went off YouTube, did anyone see Gorzard's suited council request video for me?
Yes. Oh, that was for you?
Oh yeah, my channel is Master Video Studios.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Did that work or?
I don't know yet. But I do know before... did you want me to go on?
Yeah, please.
6th through 8th grade. This is a true story. Before the school year ended, we watched each one of the Heisei Gamera films.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
School.
Why can't I go there?
In film class this year, we watched fucking The Other Guys.
That's not cinema. That's not cinema at all.
Yeah, I was like, why are we watching this? This was released not even a fucking year ago.
Or at least it wasn't Green Lantern.
Yeah, we watched that too, and I was like, that's not a good superhero movie. Why are we watching that? I was like, why are we watching fucking Batman Begins?
Why aren't we watching the original Godzilla? Why aren't we even watching Citizen Kane?
We watched that.
Oh, you did? Good. Because that movie's breathtaking.
You can't leave a film class without watching that movie.
I know, but for me, it's a good... For me, I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made, but I can see why people think it is.
Yeah, as I said in my Gojira review, I'm not going to argue with any people who support that. I just can't get over the hype. That's the big thing for me. But we were talking about Godzilla, damn it. Chris, what's the next topic?
Next topic is the one that we've all been keeping our eyes on since 2010, all the way up until now. Now we move on to the real shit. The real shit of all shits.
Hedera!
I think that should be the subhead of the reboot. Godzilla 3D. It's
The real shit.
all shit.
The real shit of all shit.
Yeah.
And now we move on to Legendary Pictures Godzilla reboot.
Here's what I'm going to say to it. Go watch World War G Part 2, and you got this part.
Yes.
I should edit that in here and go like, okay, now we're done. Let's go to bed. All I can say here that I haven't said in other places is that I'm excited, and if I had my way, I would make the movie myself and just watch it. I don't know. I want to see the movie, damn it.
I know, we all want to see the movie.
I'm going to agree with Gorzard. I believe I'm speaking for Gorzard mainly here. I just want to see his fucking movie.
Yeah, it's just, I have nothing else to say about it. It's just, I want to see it.
Yes.
Well, here's one that we haven't talked about. The human cast for the movie.
interesting. It depends on where they're going to go with it. If they're going to go with civilian points of view, it could be anybody. But if they're going to go with military characters, they need somebody who can carry off like a military character, not Samuel L. Jackson.
I am tired of all these motherfucking kaiju in my motherfucking planet.
I'm tired of this motherfucking lizard blowing up my motherfucking cities.
Now, me personally, there are two characters you can...
Serizawa, drop the motherfucking oxygen destroyer.
Right now, you motherfucker.
You know what's epic? They both have eye patches.
He has a freaking... He's gonna... No, how about this? He's pointing a gun at Godzilla and he says, have you ever read the Bible?
Oh, yeah.
Starts quoting friggin' Godzilla's about to kill him, and he says, God, I haven't seen this movie forever. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. I will rain my vengeance upon you.
I will rain death and destruction on... No. Great vengeance and furious anger, those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. And then Godzilla just fries him.
Yeah. And then Samuel L. Jackson gets up and was like,
what was that? That ticked me off.
I have a relative who's an independent filmmaker. He wants a role in that movie.
Who?
What?
Who?
What's the role in the movie?
One of my cousins, he's an independent filmmaker, and he wants a role in that movie.
Oh, I want a role in that movie. I don't care if I'm getting...
I wish I was in that movie.
I want to be Godzilla. I want to be friggin' motion capture
There
too.
was a cameo in Gareth Edwards' movie.
Oh my god, like I want John Carpenter and like Peter Jackson playing chess or Quentin Tarantino playing chess or something while watching, and then all of a sudden they hear the Godzilla attack over the radio or something.
Yeah, and like Godzilla Nation should be in like a movie theater, and like they have to clear it all. Like Godzilla's attacking, and we're watching like the Heisei Gamera movies, and we're just like, God damn it!
God damn it!
Son of a bitch!
Actually, here's something I want to say. There are two people I know that would work as military generals. One is the guy who played Major Hicks in Godzilla 98.
No,
That guy wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad for him.
he was the dad in Transformers. He needs to die.
Wow.
I'll happily put a bullet through his head.
Or you can
Well,
go
that's
in...
what I want Tom Hanks, so...
Yeah, I
Or-
want Tom Hanks. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, that would
Or,
make work.
yeah. Or...
I would love if the general was like Arlie Army.
Adam, Tom Hardy.
Fuck yeah, Tom Hardy!
Or...
Godzilla's
Yeah.
I am Godzilla's reckoning. When I destroy the other kaiju, then Godzilla, do you have my permission to die?
No.
You have been defeated by an atomic bomb.
I am returning the people to you, Godzilla. No, actually, you know, to be honest, from what I've also seen of other stuff that Tom Hardy has done, I think he could pull off a military general quite well.
Yeah, he's a very versatile actor.
Yeah. He's very diverse, yeah.
I mean, if you watch Inception, that guy is not Bane.
I could not believe that was Tom Hardy.
Yeah, me neither.
And, well, Tom Hardy's a very good character actor.
Yes, I
True.
agree.
That's a thing that is a dying art, actually, in movies now. Actors are just simply actors. I miss character actors like Ernest Borgnine and Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is very much a character actor.
Yeah, I mean, it's a legendary movie. I would love to see him in it.
Yes. And my other person, Don Fry, who played Captain Gordon.
Yeah,
Maybe he's a cameo.
yeah. I do a cameo because he loves Godzilla.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves the '70s ones just because they're so kick-ass, Like, he also loves the original.
Yeah. I honestly would think that this movie needs to have every single Japanese actor and director who's still alive have a cameo somewhere.
Akira Takarada.
Oh my god.
If Takarada is not in this movie, I will protest.
I was watching
in this movie.
I was watching Godzilla Final Wars and I noticed that here's what we got. There's the scene where they're trying to escape the alien ship, and we have Don Fry with a samurai sword.
And Akira Takarada with laser guns.
With 2 laser pistols, and we have freaking Toei Mizuno with a shotgun.
Yeah.
The universe didn't explode when that scene played.
Back in college, they used to call me Bullseye. I bet.
I can tell he was just having fun with that guy.
He was.
Just having so much fun with that character.
Yeah.
Back in college, they used to call me Mr. Bullseye.
They called me Bullseye when I was in college.
And I'll show you why.
You hit a woman.
Awesome.
And
First off,
laser pistol. He's got 2.
He's got 2. He just doesn't have 1 laser pistol. Oh, he has 2. He's blowing shit up.
Oh, he is.
So you see the badass character in the movie isn't Godzilla or Don Fry. It's Akira Takarada.
Oh, yes.
I found it ironic he was in the first, then he's in the last.
No, they definitely did that on purpose. And something else that I noticed just recently watching it, you know that fake meteor that's going to hit Earth or something in that movie? It's called Gorath.
Yeah, it's called Gorth.
Yeah. No, it's Gorath. They say Gorath.
Well, it's a planet. It's not a meteor.
Well, sorry, a planet. And in the movie Gorath, it's a planet, too.
That's so clever.
And I'm like, oh, that's a great homage.
When I review Final Wars, one of the big things I'm going to say is there's no reason to watch this if you're not a Godzilla fan.
Right.
Or a fan of old Toho movies.
Like, I was talking about it to a friend. He's like, Adam, I kind of want to see this. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, why? And I was like, because this is a horrible movie. When it's a Godzilla movie, it's kick-ass.
That's paying tribute to the legacy of Godzilla. It's kick-ass.
The entire movie is made of nothing but, like, nods and hints to other Godzilla movies. Like just the stuff that you listen to on the radio and stuff like the kid with the chocolate all over his mouth and stuff like that, the plaid shirt is playing with the Bandai Godzilla toys.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I love them listening to Masaru Sato's music from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla in the Arctic base.
Makes you laugh.
Yeah, I love that scene where they're sitting there and you hear that music. It's like,
I just like
awesome!
the monotone. They're so monotone when Godzilla's getting released. It's like, are we supposed to be doing this? Is this such a good idea? And then all of a sudden when they're about to die, they're just like, uh-oh.
I can imagine that's like the most boring job ever, because clearly Godzilla's been there for like 20 years. I'm just like, I want that job.
Oh, I would love that job. I would just sit there, kick back, and relax.
Oh, Zilla gets his ass whipped was awesome, too.
Oh, that is awesome.
The ultimate tribute to Godzilla fans.
That is like, if that was released here in the United States, that would be the one scene where everyone in the theater goes nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what Bowen Emmer's reaction was.
I posted this, I'm not sure, and there's this video of that scene, and the Zilla fans are going apeshit. It is so funny. I think Gore started letting them have it.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah. I just can't believe that Zilla fans still exist.
Me neither.
I can't believe there are fans of that thing. I mean, I can see the cartoon series, yes. But not the movie
Well, I
itself.
can't even
Good
say
God,
that.
no.
It's like, neither one is that good.
Well, the cartoon is more respectful.
Yeah, but it's still not that good.
It still has that horrible design.
It also still has terrible characters.
Yeah, I just watched it for Zilla. Just because Zilla's basically the original Godzilla in a different design.
What the fuck?
And I didn't really think, with the exception of like Cyberzilla, I didn't think that any of the monsters we fought in the cartoon were like any very interesting.
Yeah.
And Chris, you gave Godzilla 98 a 0 out of 5.
Yes, I did. Oh, people, watch that. We tear that one a new
I
one.
watched it. I watched the whole thing.
What happened? Sorry, I've been fighting with my dad. What happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We killed Super D.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then we
Oh,
murdered
I
Adam.
hated that back.
And then we murdered Adam.
Now
We all
he is
gained up
a
on
fan
him.
of zombies.
I'm a zombie.
Yeah, I said that you are what you're a fan of. You're a zombie now.
Yep.
Oh, Adam, I'd like to thank you for pointing me out to that guy who did that zombie prank video.
So funny.
I was like, he almost gets shot in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, he has the balls to continue with it. He almost gets shot, but he has the balls to go with it.
And then he gets beat up by like 50 black people. I'm like, holy shit.
Exactly.
All of them with their shirt, they all got like 6 packs. He's like this husky guy, and he gets the shit beaten out of him.
I
Yeah.
know, yeah. Okay, what's next? What are we going to talk about?
Godzilla versus George Romero.
No.
Oh my god, George Romero should have a cameo in this movie.
He should.
No,
He's
no.
watching one of his movies, and he's like watching Night of the Living Dead. He's like, oh, this is boring. He's at the Godzilla's fighting a monster. He's like, oh, look at that. That's interesting. We should make that into a movie.
No, I would do this. I would have George Romero watching Night of the Living Dead on TV, which is right next to a window, and outside the window is Godzilla's fighting a bunch of monsters, and he's looking back and forth like, when did I get 2 TVs?
Huh. Well, no. I mean, for a legit cameo in my Godzilla series, I want one on my final Godzilla movie where we have Gamera and Godzilla fighting. I want Shizuke Kaneko to make a cameo, and he is a civilian trying to make it on a helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind with those two.
Yeah, I want. And then again, I want props from the original Godzilla to show up randomly throughout my series.
If only Toho kept better care of them.
Well, they kept good care of the Oxygen Destroyer, that's for sure.
Yeah, but those Godzilla suits are in terrible shape.
Yes. Oh, I'm not going to say the Godzilla suit. I'm going to say, like, this is the spear that someone hold. This is the samurai sword that someone held. Held.
Since I'm having Dr. Serizawa character in my Godzilla Lives movie, I want, like, a model of the Oxygen Destroyer to be in his lab.
Yeah. Make sure he's wearing the same eye patch.
What was that?
Make sure he's wearing the same eye patch, too. If
Well,
it's
he's
still
going to get that at the end of the movie.
Oh, I mean, no. Make it when he actually wears the eye patch.
Yeah. Oh, the
Make
same.
it the eye patch. Yeah.
And then behind the scenes, be like, Akihiko Hirata's sweat was right here. I feel so. I feel so honored.
Okay.
Akihira's sweat was right there. His eyeball juice is on this piece of cloth.
Oh god! I can't.
Oh my god. I'm never going to wash my eye again. I'm never going to clean my face again.
Oh my god. Akihiko Hirata saw the same darkness that I saw.
Okay, guys.
Made that eye patch a little bit more.
I fuck all of Akihiko Hirata.
Yep.
Just saying.
Okay, on to the next topic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on just a second. Bill,
God damn it.
Yes.
you know what? If that eye patch doesn't exist anymore, at least use the eye patch that he wore in Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster.
Oh god.
Because
Oh,
just
this character
badass.
was supposed to. Wait, Adam, isn't it the one that has the logo on it?
Yes.
And then Steve Martin was like, why is there a logo on your eye patch?
No, I found.
And then Serizawa was like, well, I decided to rent out sponsoring to pay for my medical bills.
Winks at the camera, puts the thumb up. Red Bamboo, the only good organization.
And then he'll turn to the camera and smile and wink.
Yeah.
Oh my god! That should be the
Now
name
you
of the corporation that goes
got
to
the
look for
shot
fun.
and the ding. Okay, so
Oh,
wait, what's our what? What?
You just gave me a brilliant idea. I'm gonna name
What?
the corporation that goes to look for Kong Red Bamboo.
I do something like that in mine. No, you remember Don't Tread on Me, that 3-hour-long movie epic that I had to take down off YouTube, Bill?
Yes.
The organization of the Russians, North Koreans, and Chinese was called the Red Bamboo.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I was like, yeah, I'll call them the Red Bamboo. Okay, I'm sorry. What's next?
Chris,
Next-
go ahead.
Okay, next, we will talk about the one thing that we fans want to see, but most likely we'll never see ever in our lives. Probably in our kids' lives, but not our lives. And that is Godzilla versus Gamera.
Oh, no. You guys are all stupid. I'm making that movie. You guys are going to see it.
Say that in Adam's presence. He's gonna start talking about his. So.
No, Adam, no. No talking about yours. This is strictly about Godzilla mostly. Your movies are not allowed in here.
But I
We yell at him
can't...
again?
You have to resist yourself from bringing them up. No. Bad
can't
Adam.
bring
I'm not frank with you.
No,
I
goddamn.
can't bring up Godzilla versus Gamera because I'm writing the thing and I'm making it into a movie.
Yes, but here,
Dude, I'm
this
making
is
my own camera series.
Kyle. You shut up.
I can talk about my own Gamera reboot, though.
Oh, I would love to do that. I would just call it Gamera.
That's my idea.
Well, you know what, Kyle?
What the hell?
Playing this game.
Are you okay? Were you just anally probed?
Wait, what was that noise? That wasn't for me.
No, that was from Super DM.
Super DM, did you just like get raped by a spring?
No.
You take that very seriously, not New York, Zazubaar.
Almost seriously, you said that. You're just like, no.
I was not raped by a spring.
That was
Fuck
a-
yeah.
that was a-
Okay. How?
Super DM, believe me, in New York, that sounds way less creepy. And I'm sure you know this.
Tentacle rape.
Yeah, me and Dylan were having this big chat earlier about how shitty New York is.
New York's a crappy city. Don't go there. Except
Hey,
for
man, I
Zazubaar.
look-
He's already there, so.
Hey, Chris, I'm the only one who's allowed to call it crappy because I live here.
And, hey, I'm allowed to say whatever I want. I have freedom of speech here in the United States, so New
I
York
will
sucks
launch a
ass.
missile at your house.
Oh, we
Without
live in
any
North
regard
Korea.
for human life.
Bring it on. I'll nuke the whole world.
You'll die anyway, so my mission will be accomplished then.
And I'll get you from the dead, so ha.
Bitch, please, I have control of every nuke in the world.
Oh, bitch, please. I'll slap you with a tuna.
Radioactive fallout, please. Were we talking about something?
Yeah, Godzilla vs. Gamera.
What's God? What? No, I'm sorry.
Adam, remember what's a Gamera?
What's a camera? That was what I was going to say, yeah. What's a camera?
That's old school Chopper Zazubaar stuff right there.
Yeah.
All the way back a year ago.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
This is like the weirdest chat I've ever been a part of.
Well, I sent you guys a link to a fan fiction.
Cats are never on topic. Ever on
No,
topic.
they never are. I sent you a link. This one is a fan fiction of Godzilla, Gamera, and Mechagodzilla. This continues the JMK storyline, and I love it. I simply love it.
Why are everybody stealing my idea?
Well,
Because no one likes you.
well, Adam, you can't say they're stealing it because this was back in 07.
I had this idea back in 05.
They probed your 5th grader mind for it.
Fuck.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I can't stomach Godzilla fan. Well, Adam, not counting yours because yours isn't presented as fan fiction, but I can't stomach a lot of Godzilla fan fiction.
This one I can stomach.
Mine's not really fan fiction, Zazubaar. I'm sorry. I'm just curious because that's what I think it is.
Well, no, but you're just different because you're not writing it like fan fiction. But like some of the stuff, like what do you call it? Like
Godzilla Sentence.
A lot of Godzilla fan fiction is so just plot driven with no character stuff behind it. It's boring and poorly written. Like I read this Godzilla fan fiction with a brilliant premise of turning Godzilla into a human being and seeing what that would do. And he doesn't even consider to explore Godzilla as a human being. It's just the action. And I'm like, if you're going to have nothing but Godzilla fighting stuff, why even turn him into a person?
I think I read that one too.
Actually, this one you would actually like, because this one focuses on the characters themselves, but they also focus on Godzilla. And you also have, what? Damn it! Give me a minute, I have to remember her name.
Well, Godzilla and King Kong is posted up on Godzilla Nation, and you can download it for free.
Oh, there we go. There's her name, finally. Asagi Kusanagi's in it, and Ayana's in it. And it's perfect.
Well, I have to say, I did really like the War of the Gargantuas 2 fanfiction that I checked out, and it was very much like The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, I heard about that. That sounds brilliant.
Mm. And
With the red Gargantua, right, Adam?
It was a red Gargantua, yeah.
The red Gargantua.
Yeah. A
I've
red
always
one.
wanted to, aside from being a filmmaker, I've always wanted to get into the comic book industry. I would love to do a ongoing War of the Gargantua's monthly series. Kind of continuing the story from the original. I don't know. I don't have an exact plot yet, but I would just love to write a War of the Gargantua's comic book series.
I like to remake it, period.
Yeah. That's
I'd
it.
like to remake a Gorgo.
No.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go with that.
Yeah, I know, like, somebody keeps bugging me that, Adam, you shouldn't have Godzilla fighting Titanosaurus in England. You should have him fight Gorgo. And I'm like, no.
Because Gorgo is just Godzilla without any powers. I mean, I like the movie, but only because of the effects. So, Gorgo, by the way, just to say, Gorgo is considering for being remade in England. And Simon Pegg is a part of it.
Who is?
Simon Pegg, the guy who played Scotty in the new Star Trek.
It's going to be a comedy?
I have no idea, but well, not necessarily because he has done drama before. But anyway, there's no details about it, but I don't want to see that only because if you remake Gorgo, you're gonna take out all the charm that exists in the original. Because I love the original Gorgo because of the effects and because of the atmosphere. If you remake it, you're gonna lose all that, and it's just gonna be another monster movie.
True.
Or as I do like my story outline.
Nobody gives a shit.
No, I do. I want to read it.
Okay.
By the way, Chris,
I think the bad thing about my thing is that you can't... Godzilla and King Kong, you need to set time aside in order to read it. Because it's a book.
yeah.
I'll make time for me, my friend. I love reading Godzilla things. I don't care.
That's the thing. The thing that I posted for Godzilla and King Kong is only part 1. And part 1, Godzilla's not even really in it. It's the atmosphere before he arrives.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people will find it slow. The monster that's in it the most is actually Baran and Kong.
Yeah.
And then we do have the destruction of the American Armada by Godzilla. And even in that, you never see Godzilla. I disguise him. And, yeah, I never truly describe Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla attack Pearl Harbor.
Oh, that's way too obvious, though.
Well, at least Adam ain't having him attack New York, at least.
I haven't attacked everywhere.
My first one takes place in San Francisco.
Oh, thank
and
God.
my other two, I'm not sure yet. Except the final film, definitely it has to end in Tokyo.
Oh, that's what. Really?
Yes.
Really?
With Shadow of Godzilla, it will end in Tokyo.
I thought I was being original and saving Japan for last.
No, you two just read each other's minds. You get mind fucked.
Me and Adam tend to do that. Well, mine kind of opens in Tokyo, well, in Japan with reworking the original Godzilla attack, but I don't know. I wanted to save Tokyo for last because I thought it'd be cool to have the corporation's headquarters be there, and that be the whole epicenter of the kaiju apocalypse kind of thing. My second one, I would like to have Kong and Godzilla fight in Seattle, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But this is not about our stuff. Chris, what's the next topic?
I was wondering how long it takes you to figure that out. Huh.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Next one is probably the special effects for the new Godzilla movie. What do you expect to see for visual effects?
CG, stereotypical CG, no motion capture. There's my answer.
I wish to God they would do motion capture.
Yeah, but Legendary just doesn't do it as a matter of principle. It sucks, but that's just the truth of the matter.
Really? Because I would do the exact opposite. I would do it just as a matter of principle.
Well, no, I just think that I agree with you. I wish they would do it. I think it's the best way to go. But Legendary just doesn't use motion capture as a matter of principle. It's just too expensive.
Right.
Now, me personally,
I mean, the CGI effects for Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans are good for a video game,
They are.
but they don't look like real creatures.
No, they don't.
And it's just all in the way they move. So I know I'm ultimately going to be disappointed with the way the Godzilla moves and looks in 2014, but I'm really hoping the story and his characterization will be good enough where that won't destroy the movie.
true. Now, for me personally, I want to see what Godzilla's breath effects are going to look like. I want to see what the actual final product itself is going to look like. Is it going to look more like the original Godzilla, or is it going to look more like the classic one that we know? Or are they going to go more of a GMK design route?
I hope the movie's like the original Gojira, period.
Yeah, I ultimately think we're going to go back to the tone of Gojira and GMK with this movie. I ultimately hope the Godzilla design reflects that. Like, I don't want the classic Godzilla in this. I want the original in GMK.
Oh yeah, that'd be the way that would really show people that Godzilla is not a guy in a rubber suit. He is a real character, and this is what he can do to modern day society if he ever attacks.
Yeah, ultimately I think that this movie would be remiss to use the classic Godzilla design because of what it's trying to do of bringing the real Godzilla to a new audience. And I feel like if you use the classic Godzilla, if we use like the 64 Godzilla design, I don't think it's going to work as well. I think you use something that looks like the original in GMK to get Gareth Edwards' point across.
Yeah. Or they can go with the Heisei Godzilla design. That would get the point across quickly too.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea too. But I would almost say the original in GMK would work better.
Me too. I'd have to agree with that.
No, I probably agree. GMK and the original would work the best for the movie.
I mean, I love the Heisei Godzilla, but I just don't think it's going to work for a really dark and bloody and gritty Godzilla film.
And I'm going back to a topic that we already discussed for characters. For a human character in the Godzilla series. I also want to point out that I do like Yuri Tachibana in GMK.
Yeah, she's cool. I don't know if I want to see her again. I mean, I liked her in GMK, but I don't know if she's got legs.
Me personally, I thought she did really well for it, and how she always was in front of a camera, basically, throughout the whole movie itself, following Godzilla around. that's what a real porn does, in my opinion. If they have a big scoop, they're going to follow their instinct, and they're going to do it, no matter what.
Right.
And, of course, with her dad being a military general, that doesn't help any.
I love Colonel. Wait, what is he? A colonel or a major?
No, he's Colonel Tachibana.
Right. Oh my god, I love his character. I would love to see him again. I could do without Yuri, but I want to see her dad again.
Yeah, I like to see her and her dad in the new movie. It would be perfect to have those two back in.
Well, they're not. I mean, I honestly don't think that we're going to have any Japanese returning cast or characters in this film. We might get references, but I don't think. I think we're going to get a fully Americanized and new cast of characters and actors for this film. I really don't think we're going to get anything outside of cameos for that.
Yeah. Well, as long as we don't get what we got in '98, where it's just a bunch of guys from The Simpsons in there.
Yeah.
Simpson reunion.
Maybe Family Guy.
Oh God, no! We don't need that.
Oh. Caterpillar was voiced by Seth MacFarlane.
Oh my fucking god! You did not.
What?
You did not.
I did.
Fuck you.
Hi, Godzilla. Yeah, this is not gonna work. This whole destruction thing.
True.
Like Godzilla's walking around with Stewie's voice.
What the deuce?
No, not Godzilla being voiced by him, but the monster he's fighting. Like that caterpillar thing. The centipede.
I wonder what the hell that is. That's been bugging the fuck out of me. What the hell is that thing?
It's been bugging the fuck out of you.
Yes.
Unintended.
Wait, hang on. Damn it, internet load.
Was that unintended?
I mean, it's bugging the fuck out of
The
me. What the
tides
hell
have
is that
turned.
thing?
Oh, I saw that. That was hysterical.
I mean, what is this thing? Is it part of Mothra, or is it like Batra, or is it like a cross between the two? What is this thing? It's a friggin' centipede, we know that. But what is it? Does it evolve into anything, or is it just a normal centipede just radiated?
Alright, Chris, say that it's been bugging me line again.
Huh, it's been bugging me.
Epic.
that was epic.
That's actually a really good song by The Who, too.
What are...
We're talking about Godzilla.
We're talking about Godzilla, goddammit. Stop getting us off topic.
I'm sorry.
But now comes the fun part.
What's the next topic?
That's what I'm getting to now. Now we talk about the music. Do you want to see whole new music, or do you want them to keep it the basic classic way of Godzilla?
Classic.
Adam?
Epic.
What?
Epic.
Okay. Super DM?
In all reality, they're probably going to do something original, but I would like sort of.
Yeah, I want to see an original score, but I'd love some references. Like, I think they would be remiss not to use Godzilla's theme, and some of the Ifukube music. Like, just use Godzilla's basic theme. Like, if we don't get that, I'm gonna be pissed. If we don't even just get that, but I do think that we're gonna get original music. But again, I think they need to have his classic theme in there.
Yeah.
At some point in the movie, he needs to have like an epic entrance with that music playing.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to see them redo the thing from Godzilla first comes up out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to
I I would love to see like the opening credits of the film mirror what they did with Gojira, where it's like this sliding thing with Godzilla's theme going. I think that'd be epic.
Yes. Actually, how I want to see Godzilla first appear, I want to be either like in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, where he slowly rises out of the water, or more of the JMK way, where the camera is pointed upwards, and you can just see the water just rising upwards.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Godzilla's first appearance. I would probably opt for something more like GMK. Only because this is the first time we're going to get Godzilla in a long while, so I think they should go for something like that.
That's what I say. I say do it more like GMK did, where he rises out of the harbor, but the whole camera's like pointing upwards, so you see the water just rise up, and then a big bulge comes out.
Well, I'd like to see something like Return of Godzilla, where it's like on land, and like there's a guy, and he looks up, and it's this awesome pan shot of Godzilla. I always love that shit.
Oh, I love that one in the Japanese version.
Well, it's in both. I like it in both. So.
Yeah, but me personally, I think they do it better in the Japanese.
I mean, it's basically the same shot.
It is.
Speaking of GMK, do you think it's appropriate Godzilla film for a monster movie night?
Oh yeah, it's appropriate for me.
I think it's an appropriate film for any occasion.
If
I picked the original over it, yeah, but I don't know. I think GMK is a great pick.
If I had to pick, if my school would let us have a monster movie-thon, I would go and pick GMK. I want the school to see the real Godzilla.
Exactly. People make fun of me for liking Godzilla because they think the pussy iguana is Godzilla.
That's what they think of me.
That's not why people make fun of me for liking Godzilla. They make fun of me for the effects.
They make fun of me for the
Like,
whole
yeah,
damn
but you've
thing.
never seen it, so you don't know what you're talking about, you dumb piece of crap.
They make fun of me for everything.
Oh, sorry, I just dropped my phone. Well, let me just tell this story quick, Chris. I was in school last year, and somebody walked up to me and started making fun of me for Godzilla, and I was like, I want to ask someone who doesn't like it and makes fun of fans, what makes you do this? And they had this weird look on their face, like they didn't know how to answer, and then they just picked the obvious thing and said the effects look really crappy. I'm just like, have you ever even seen a Godzilla movie? And they're like, no. And I'm just like, okay, then you can't really say anything. And it's like, if you've never seen it, then you can't judge it. Like, just to not be a hypocrite, I didn't start making fun of the Twilight films until I actually sat down and watched it.
Me neither.
And then I started hating on them. I'm just like, I've seen it. It's garbage.
I did because I'm against vampires.
I want to see Christopher Lee vampires, God damn it.
Yes.
Yes. I want to see Chris
If
Kelly.
anyone was like that, I would love those movies.
He would save them, yeah.
I need to put him in another vampire film.
I would love to see, like, in the Cullen house, like, they're all just, like, sitting down and having dinner, and then all of a sudden Christopher Lee, like, busts through the wall and doesn't even say anything. He just walks up to Edward, puts his hand out, and then crushes his throat.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
And be
would
like,
be.
my revenge is complete.
Yes. And then everyone else is just like, they're just, like, totally speechless, and then Christopher Lee just leaves. And they're just left with the body, and they're just like... And then all of a sudden, like, one of his brothers or sisters gets up and, like, that was the most epic thing ever.
Yeah.
They thought they were real vampires.
Actually, how I see real vampires is the Underworld trilogy.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
Blood
I like the first Underworld movie only because it's one of the, like, goofiest action movies ever.
No. You haven't seen vampires until you've seen, what is it called? From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh my god, that's a great movie, too. Adam, what the fuck is up with that rat thing that shows up out of nowhere?
That what thing?
When, Sex Machine turns into that rat thing. I'm just like, that came out of nowhere, but I don't care because it looks awesome.
I don't care because it looks epic.
God damn it, we're here to talk about Godzilla. Stop getting off topic.
Oh wait, I can relate this back to Godzilla somehow. I felt the same way about the rat scene in From Dusk Till Dawn as I felt about the octopus scene in King Kong vs. Godzilla. It comes out of nowhere, but I don't care because it looks epic.
Right.
So, bam, Chris, I just totally rocked your world. I just totally brought it back to the topic.
I guess you did. Congrats on Zazubaar, people. Give him a hand.
Thank you, thank you. I know I'm awesome.
No,
Everyone
he's
the
just an
master of the
idiot.
Segway.
Wait, did you say I'm the master of the Segway?
No, I don't know.
Chris, what's the next topic?
Next topic.
Before we go on, I'd like to mention that I did do an essay on the original Gojira, and I got a medal for it.
Oh, I did a paper on Godzilla too, and I got an A.
I
Yeah,
did.
one of the teachers wanted to flunk me because, get this, Japanese films do not count.
Oh, fuck that shit.
I think I just barfed up my lunch.
Me too. I think Japanese cinema is the best cinema out there.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, the fact that they said that shows that they're ignorant fucks who don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly. I did the
Exactly,
same thing.
and I had to read this in front of my whole class.
I had to do a timeline on mine.
Well, wait. When they gave you the assignment, did they specifically say Hollywood?
What?
When they gave you the assignment, did they specifically say Hollywood? Because that's the only way I can see that argument having any face.
No, they just said, pick one of your favorite movies of all time, and I picked the original Gojira, and I had to read it in front of 2,000 people in the auditorium.
Holy shit! I wish I was you. I wish I was you.
Again, I had clips from the original Gojira, like destruction scenes and all that stuff.
Oh, you fucking
So here's the
dick.
thing: people stopped making fun of me about Godzilla around the beginning of this year because I just kept owning them and like defending it, and I just wouldn't stop talking about it. So they were just like, I give up.
Actually, a lot of people who used to make fun of me is basically giving up. Like, I like a monster, so you like King Kong.
Also, I started wearing my shirt, just like my Godzilla shirt, so often that they were just like, "Fuck it, I just can't even make fun of you for it anymore because you just do it every day. You're always rocking your Godzilla swag."
The part that made me feel really good the most is, do you remember in the original Gojira where that choir of girls was singing that one song? With all the destruction
Yes.
footage?
Yeah, they
Oh,
play
yes,
they play that
it's-
thing a lot better in the Japanese
Okay.
version.
I played that clip, the whole clip, and I could see in the audience there were at least a few people crying.
And you know what's funny? I actually with the original Gojira, whenever I watch that scene, I almost wish I could turn the subtitles off because it has more power for me when there's no words telling me what the words mean.
Yeah, and a lot of people told me that those destruction scenes of people being burned alive and that mother telling her kids that we're going to be with daddy soon, they thought that was very disturbing.
It is kind of disturbing. But of course, it can't be any more disturbing than A5 and GMK. Those are really disturbing shots in those movies.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, a mother telling her children that, listen, we're gonna die, we're gonna see daddy. The Godzilla franchise never really had anything that fucking depressing again. In my opinion. Like, I can't say it's more depressing than a mother telling her children that they're gonna die.
And they thought they were going to see the superhero Godzilla and that they were going to be laughing at the clips. They knew something was wrong when I showed the first clip of the opening scene. Yeah.
They were expecting maybe the dance from Monster Zero.
Fuck yeah.
Because I clicked the button, they all had smiley faces on, then when that flash of white came up, they suddenly, their faces turned totally different. It was awesome.
Are we still recording?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should wrap this thing up.
we will.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. So, that's really all there was to really say about this, people. Please
No.
rate, comment,
Awesome, and
subscribe.
anyone who makes fun of it is a fucking piece of shit.
Anybody who makes fun of this, I will hunt you down.
And they're a piece of shit.
They have my permission. die.
You will watch every Godzilla movie ever made, and then you will have my permission to die.
Godzilla, if you hear me, I bow before you.
I nuke entire cities for your epicness.
That's what somebody needs to do to Imra. Just strap him to a chair and play them all. In fact, play Godzilla's Revenge twice because he deserves it.
Just item.
Oh, wow. Now,
Oh my god, I have to review that movie. Holy shit.
I know.
you're fucked, Zazubaar, you're fucked.
I'm just watching the Japanese version and be like, they're the same shit. I don't care what differences there are. They're the same fucking piece of crap.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, you've been here for probably, for almost a good 2 hours here, people. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and subscribe to these guys. They're all great. Adam's awesome. Bill's more awesome than Adam. Kyle's good. DM, he's fine.
God.
Yeah, we're complete assholes to each other. We don't really give a
Chris, you
shit.
want Adam to kill me? You're aiming us in that direction where he's just gonna come to my house and shoot me in the face.
No, if you want that, then let's get Gozar here.
So I'm just picturing like Adam's like angry like profile picture coming and killing Zazubaar.
Dad drops an oxygen destroyer in my hometown.
Something I never explored. Can that thing work out of water?
Yes, it can. They talk about that in Destroya.
Yeah, they said if that thing was ever dropped on Tokyo itself, it would have turned Tokyo into a ghost city.
However,
basically it is a water.
However, there was one problem with that, because in Gojira, Serizawa even says to Yamane, although he could have been lying with this just so he could get underwater to die, he talks about how he has to deploy the weapon underwater. But I always took that as kind of, it's not necessarily that's a scientific fact, because I think he actually just wanted to get underwater so he could, have that noble act of suicide.
True.
Wrap this up, gentlemen.
Yes, we should wrap this up.
Subscribe to all of them. They're all great. That's really all there is. Please watch Adam Noyce's World War G chats. They are really epic. Because we had Gozar for them. What?
Watch Lake of Death. It's amazing.
Yes, and watch Lake of Death, which I have not seen yet.
And Adam is not just plugging that. It's a great movie. I recommend it.
I wrote a 5-paragraph message to him and live with it.
And I applaud you for that, good sir.
Ah, yeah. And I
Literally
still
5
promised Adam
paragraphs
to
of
review
statement,
it.
like one complaint.
And
By the
before...
way, Adam, I just wanted to say, I have a little surprise for you in September. But I'm not going to tell you what it is, and it's related to Lake of Death.
Fuck.
You'll see.
What?
I have a surprise for you coming in September relating to that Lake of Death review I never did.
Fuck.
We'll see it in September.
Okay.
Alright, so Chris.
Before we end this, there's one more thing I want to say. People, watch out for 2 things coming in the near future. 1 is my future Godzilla film series, and 2, I'm making a Godzilla cartoon series.
Cool.
This is Chris Anderson of NARUHINA Productions, signing off.